Hello and welcome everyone. Today is a new day and we are going to start the ISC topic 2021 to 22 batch. And today's topic is going to be the multiple choice questions as well as the long answer type questions. We are going to discuss those because you see these questions are a bit different kind. So multiple choice questions we keep on doing, right? That is easy. We have a separate video also, number of videos based on the multiple choice questions. So this particular video would be based on the long answer type questions, how to frame them, because I have seen many of you who study the take private tuitions from me from different places, not just from my own place, but from various states. You have connected to me and you wanted the private tuitions, and from you all I have come to know that the main trouble is in writing the long answer type questions. How to frame the 4 mark question, what are the points that you should include, how you should introduce the question, introduce yourself to that answer. So that we will discuss in this video. And so without any delay, let's begin. And yes, stay tuned. And if you like it, don't forget to subscribe. Hello and welcome everyone. So today's topic is how to frame answers for the ISC students. So we will discuss the long answer type questions only and from the sound machine. Let's see what are the questions that we are going to solve today. Answer the questions as briefly as possible with close reference to the story. As you all know, it would be 4 mark question. Question number 1. What do you know about the setting of the story Sound Machine? This is your first question. Okay, so what would be the answer? I'll read you a part. From there, you will frame the answer of 4 marks. I'll tell you the important points. The setting of the story is in conformity with its title and its plot. The Sound Machine is the story of an amateur scientist, Klosner, amateur, who has started, dealing with this science very soon, recently, who is obsessed with sounds and wants to capture the sounds which are inaudible to the human ear. He just wants to know, you try to know that what are these inaudible sounds, whether it would be audible in any way or he will not be able to hear them, what are the meanings of these sounds. So very much amateur. The interior of the shed, first we are taken to a secluded wooden shed at the back of the house. Very important, point number 1. Interior of the shed is an unpainted room having a long wooden workbench. On this bench lies a black box about 3 feet long, shaped like a child's coffin, which is actually the device invented by Klosner. That is the sound machine. This part is very important. If you write this, you get 2 marks. Because first portion we have to describe immediately when the chapter starts, when the story begins, we get a view of the place of the workplace of Krosna, where he is working very intently with a lot of concentration in a black coffin-like box, which has a lot of complicated innards, different types of wires, this and that. So this is a workplace of a scientist. Since the main purpose of Klosner is to capture those high-pitched sounds which are inaudible to human ear, the other place mentioned is the garden at the back of the house, an open space ideal for listening to the sounds. It is here in the garden that Klosner first hears the shrieking sound made by the stem of a rose plant, where his neighbor Mrs. Saunders was plucking the roses. So next setting, first setting is this inside the room. Second part, last 2 points you will have to write later, after after thinking that he is successful in making, after he has successfully made the machine, he had to test it. So where he should go for the sounds, he wanted to hear inaudible sounds. Where are these created? In the open air. So he brings it to the garden. In the garden he first hears the sound which is made by the plants, the rose plant, from which Mrs. Saunders was plucking the roses. This is 1 mark. Another last mark is the third place mentioned in the story is a park where Klosner takes his sound machine to test its usefulness. And it is in this park that Klosner hears the shrieking sound made by the tree when he hits it with an axe. To prove his discovery, he calls Dr. Scott in the park, gives a second blow on the trunk of the tree. This time a branch falls and shatters everything, and this hides whether Klosner had truly discovered it, invented the machine, or he was unsuccessful in it, and he was just imagining that there is a world of noise, there is a world of sound created somewhere around which he is incapable to hear or was almost capable to hear, and then it was destroyed. All right. So third point would be the tree that fell. It was a area where there was a big tree. He wanted to test on it, and he strikes it with an axe and it breaks and falls, and then whatever happens you are writing for another mark. Okay, so I hope this question is clear to you. Next question. Klosner seems to be eccentric man, to be an eccentric. That means he has some kind of, he's a man who is not totally sane. There is some kind of madness in him. But his concerns were quite real. What are the concerns that we are saying that they are real? Discuss the statement with close reference to the story Sound Machine. 2 marks for eccentric man. You have to say certain things which suggest that he is an eccentric man. See, when he hears the noise, the shriek, okay, of that rose plant, he became he became almost disbalanced. He could not control himself. The way he runs to that fence and starts screaming at Mrs. Saunders. Mrs. Saunders was almost extremely, not almost, extremely scared. She felt that something is wrong with the man. Maybe he is in attacking mode and he would cause some harm, and he runs away. And she runs away in fear because of his behavior. The way he leaned over the fence and was trying to inform her and trying to scare her, stating that she is unaware of a fact that plants also feel the pain. That shows that he's eccentric. You can also add this point that when early morning at 6 o'clock, 6:15, he calls the doctor just to come and check, not him, but a plant and its wound. It seems to be we feel that he is eccentric because we don't actually feel the pain of the plant like Klosner as he feels it because he has heard the sound, the shriek of the plant when it is hit. Okay. Even when he asks the doctor to put iodine on it to stitch it, we find it very foolish or very funny or very maddening. But the reality is, he has realized it, the pain of nature, the natural elements, and we think that they are not even a reality. They don't even feel the pain because we are unable to hear it. So his concerns are real that plants have life, maybe they feel the pain in some other way. But the only thing is that we are unable to realize because we are unable to hear those sounds. Okay, so the concerns are real, concerns, the love for nature is real, but the expression of it is quite eccentric. Alright, that would be all of it for question number 2. Let's move to question 3. Discuss the short story The Sound Machine by Roald Dahl as a tale that hovers between illusion and reality. So this we have already discussed in another video. Again, I will tell you because this is another important question, very important. I have seen it in almost 4 question papers from different states. So as a tale, that means a story that hovers between illusion and reality. See, there is illusion that whether the sound is there or not there, whether the shriek happens or not happens, and then there is a reality that of course nature, of course tree or plants have life, and of course they may feel the pain in some other way. Okay, if not in our own way, the way we have a vocal cord and we scream, there can be some other way in which they feel it. The nerve may be absent over there, but some other way they may be feeling it. So that can be a reality. So it is hanging between appearance and hanging between reality. So Klosner made no attempt at all in the story to capture the sounds made by any other creature except plants. This raises a doubt about whether he truly hears it or it was just his imagination because he does not get a chance to test it on anything. Okay. Next, he goes to that place to test his theory. He is totally aware that he thinks that he is successful, but when he calls the doctor, his strike breaks the axe, breaks the tree completely, and it falls. So when he asks the doctor, have you heard it, he says that he has not been able to hear it because he saw the tree breaking and falling, and he was so afraid he ran. So we get no proof whether whatever Klausner had invented was successful or not successful. It was still it was a string between appearance and reality. So he's obsessed with sounds. That is true. But what he believed that he is successful in inventing that machine may not be true. It can be just his obsession about sounds that made him imagine all the sounds, all the screams. Okay, that he was imagining. So that would be all for appearance versus reality for a 4 mark question. I hope this much is clear to you and there is no doubt at all. If you have doubts, you can of course write to me in the comment section. That's all. Bye bye.